signal.
We are live now.
All right. Good evening, everyone, and thank you so much for joining this very important session. Welcome. Okay, sorry. I think I have my other device connection problem. I hope you can hear me. Okay. Yes, let me just try to join again using the computer. But in the meantime, I was just appreciating all of you that were able to join the public policy pitch competition. We're so glad that you spared your time to actually join us. And now tonight is a special night for us at Impact Center because we have been okay. Sorry again. Network issues and connection for the last time. I want to confirm if you can hear me. Okay, I presume so. All right. So, like I was saying, for a long time now, we've been preparing for this particular time. We started with our fellows actually participating in a public speaking training, and then after that, we exposed them to projects. The project proposal writing. We offered them templates, and they were able to prepare their projects very well. From there, we engaged. Right. So from there, we engaged them with mentors who help them understand and connecting their projects to public policy and how they can actually recommend better policies for the Republic of Zambia, policies that will make our society better and policies that will then attract development in our country. And so I would like to actually appreciate WomenAscension for coming on board in assisting us and supporting us in this venture. They've been really supportive to us, and especially, Ma'am Mahin and the team. We want to say thank you for according us this opportunity and support to actually host this particular public policy pitch competition. And to our judges as well, we want to say thank you for coming on board to spare your time and also just be able to judge our fellows who have been undergoing a series of trainings, series of mentorship, and also I would love to say thank you to our mentors who are here. I think some of them are here who have taken their time, to mentor our fellows and understanding and connecting their projects to public policy. Right, I hope my network is better. Anyone just to confirm if I'm okay now?
Very clear, Andrew.
Okay, perfect. All right, Changu, are you ready? So we start.
Yes, Andrew, can you hear me?
Okay, so Changu, if you're ready, please, you can.
Can anyone hear me? Andrew, can you hear me? Yeah, so even as we are about to start, guys, all the best to everyone. Let's have fun. I always emphasize, let's have fun. Let's not be, let's have fun. This is something we're going to learn. And I would love to acknowledge our supporters who are the Women Ascension. Thank you so, so much for being our supporters. And I would also love to acknowledge the presence of our judges. Thank you so much for sparing your precious time to come and be with us on this program. So basically our lineup, Andrew, before I go to our lineup, I can talk about our theme, which is innovative ideas for policy reforms in the theme for policy reforms. So our theme for today is innovative ideas for policy reforms. So in case anyone didn't know, that's the theme that we are emphasizing today. So our lineup, we are going to start with Lawrence, then we'll go to Wright. Please introduce yourselves fully. So I'm saying this so that I avoid saying it like breaking in between. So we've got Lawrence, Wright, Honesty, Krista, Gabriel, Crispin, and Chileleko. So we can have Lawrence. So Lawrence, kindly unmute your mic. Ensure that you're not in a noisy place. Introduce yourselves fully, unless maybe before we start, Andrew, do the judges have something to say? Andrew, do the judges have something to say?
Okay, sorry. So we probably have Dr. Dutum to maybe say something, and then we can also have uh, let me just check if we still have Miss Christabel. Oh, she's here. Perfect. Okay, so we can have the chief judge, Christabel, say something, and then we start. She's here.
Hi, thank you so much, Andrew. I think let me start by saying I'm very excited to be a part of this program. And I think just as an encouragement to all the people pitching tonight, I think this is a great opportunity to showcase your ideas. I'm always saying that we need homegrown solutions for the future, for the development of Zambia and the country as a whole. So I think this is an opportunity for us to come together and grow those homegrown solutions and develop them so that essentially we can take this country forward. So thank you so much to the organizers. I'm also very grateful to everybody who's taken the time to be part of this process. Let's all put our heads together and let's take this country forward with our support, with the help of the sponsors, Women Ascension. Thank you so much for being on board. And thank you so much for also recognizing me to be the chief judge. So to all the participants tonight, I wish you the best and let's enjoy the process. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Changu, you can take it up now. Thank you.
All right, guys, thank you so much. I can hear the energy already. I'm feeling the energy. I'm guessing this is going to be so exciting. So, Lawrence, you're welcome. Please feel free to unmute when you're ready. Hope you're ready as soon as possible. And just share with us. Just do your pitch. Thank you. So kindly also note that each person has 2 minutes to do their pitching. So we have someone that will be taking the time. So we should be time conscious as well. Thank you so much, Lawrence. Please feel free. You're welcome.
Good evening. I'm Lawrence Nachidze, and I'm here to introduce the Free Path Initiative. Now, imagine a Zambia where young people can start a business without facing endless paperwork, high fees, or waiting for months of approval. Now, with 35% of our population under the age of 35, and our youth unemployment rate is about 17%, which is higher than the national average of 12%. We have to act. Now, many young Zambians have great ideas that could create jobs and grow the economy, but they get stuck dealing with excessive regulations, fees, and delays. Now, over 60% of SMEs say that navigating regulation is one of their biggest challenges. Now, the Free Path Initiative is about making things easier by simplifying rules, reducing fees, cutting down on payments, speeding up on approvals. This can help youth-led businesses to grow. Now, but we need your help, whether you are a young established entrepreneur, policymaker, or a stakeholder. Now, together we can break down barriers, offer mentorship and training programs, and make Zambia a strong competitor in Africa. Now, that is that we need to build a future where innovation and success is possible for people, especially as the youth.
Lawrence, I am losing you. I don't know if it's just me.
Yeah, we paused your time, Lawrence. Lawrence, can you hear us? If you can, please, we can hardly hear you. We're losing you slowly.
I'm done, sir. Thank you. Oh, I'm done, sir. Thank you.
Yeah, again, we can't hear you.
I said I am done.
Oh, you're, you're too low. We can't hear you, Lawrence. Changu, you can guide us.
Okay, so Andrew, is it okay if I can ask the judges to give Lawrence another chance? I think the network is failing him. So maybe it would be good to get guidance if you can still come and pitch. I would also want to seek guidance from our lovely judges.
I think it would be okay to give him another opportunity. Technology sometimes can be disappointing even when somebody had prepared well.
What is thing?
All right, thank you
Hello,
so
are you
much.
able to get me?
Yes, thank you so much. So I think Andrew, kindly take note if Lawrence is back. You can kindly notify us. But for now, I think we can get to our second pitcher who is Wright. So, Mr. Wright, please feel free, be confident. Yeah, and just take it up. So kindly unmute your mic as soon as you are ready. And kindly note that you have 2 minutes.
Right, are you here? I can't see Right around. Tango, I can't see Right, so please you can guide as well. Hello, Tango.
Honesty, are you on the call?
Yes, am
Andrew?
I audible?
Okay, yes, you are very much audible. Thank you so much for giving us that confidence. So are you ready to be the next speaker as we will wait for the others?
Yes, I'm ready.
Thank you so much. So I think you've already unmuted your mic. I think you can do the pitching.
Thank you. Greetings, everyone. My name is Honest Simori. I'm presenting my project on ending illicit drug among teenagers in Kabwe district. Did you know that every 10 seconds that passes, someone dies because of illicit drug and substance abuse in this world? This is not exceptional to Kabwe also, and it's a health concern that threatens Kabwe's vision to become a seed by 2050. And most of these prevalences have been caused by lack of compliance and registration that do not speak to the intended impact, and also lack of recreation and rehabilitation centers. And there is also lack of awareness and the education materials on the dangers of illicit drug and substance abuse in Kabwe. Now, our demographic target is the age of 12 and 18 years because this is the critical stage when teenagers learn to abuse drugs. And our policy recommendation is that the government should improve compliance and also revise registration to speak to the intended impact and also to establish recreation centers and rehabilitation centers. And also to continue awareness and the education campaign on the dangers of illicit drug and substance abuse. Now, our project scope is in 3 phases, where the first phase is where we're going to recruit and train volunteers and also awareness in the 13 wards of Kabwe district, and which has got a budget of 163,000. The second phase is where we're going to continue sensitization in the 14 wards and also partnership with the stakeholders with a budget also of 128,000 kwacha. And the last phase is where we are going to also continue evaluation, monitoring and evaluation, and also hatching the sustainability plan to hand it over to the community with a budget of 123,000 kwacha. And we are looking at the budget of 414,000 kwacha. Thank you very much. Was I audible?
Yes, you were.
Thank you so much, Honest. Yeah, thank you so much. So we're now going to the questions time for you, right on time. So to the judges, if you have any questions, we have 1 minute for honest. Thank you. Okay,
Can I proceed?
Yes, you can go ahead, Madam Christabel. Then we can go with Christopher and then Dr. Dutton.
Okay, so for me, I think my biggest question that was not clear from the pitch is, what exactly are you building? Is it a rehabilitation center, vis-a-vis a therapy center that will eventually be handed over to government?
Yeah,
I think once I have that cleared, I'll be able to then see whether I need to ask the follow-up questions. Thank you.
Yeah, our project is based on, the first thing is the recommendation to recommend the policies which the government should be able to revise in order to improve, to reduce this or to end this illicit drug, and also for us to continue awareness, to make sure that we sensitize the community on the dangers of illicit drugs, and also to intensify that there is no children living on the street. So that's the project why it is based.
Thank you so much, Honest. My question is on policy recommendations. I didn't hear you quite clearly what policy recommendations you are bringing to the government or taking to the government that would respond to the challenge that you are currently trying to address in Kabwe. Thank you.
Yeah, okay, thank you very much. For instance, we have got the policy, the Act of Children Code Act of 2022 on Section 20, where it tries to help the children so that anyone to revise it, because there are some inconsistencies where it does not give consequences to someone who engage
Your time
a
is
child.
up. Your time is up. So please, when you're answering your question, you should be as precise as you can so that you maintain your 1 minute question time. Yeah. So I see Dr. Dutton has his hand raised, and I'm sure he wanted to ask a question. So we're going to give you a benefit of doubt for 30 seconds. Thank you. Dr. Dutton.
Hello, everyone. Good evening from Nigeria. Yeah, so I wanted to ask, after the problem identification, what is the next step in your pitch? Because I believe that problem identification is the first step. So what is the second step? Thank you.
Yeah, the first step is that there are some recommendations, the policy recommendation on the Section 20 of the Children Codes Act, and also the whereby the government needs to improve the compliance as well, and that we need also to continue to have a sensitization program and education program on the dangers of illicit drug in Kabwe district, so that this vice should stop or should end, because it's a growing concern in our community.
Thank you, Honest. Thank you.
So the issue is to continue sensitization and education campaign.
Thank you, Honest. Thank you.
All right.
So,
all right, thank you. Sorry, Andrew. Is that your second step? Just say yes or no. Is that your second step?
Yes.
Thank you.
all right, thank you so much. So we're moving on to the next participant. Okay, so on Lawrence and Wright, you will be teaching towards the end of the session. So please get ready and make sure that your connection is okay. Now we're going to Krista Musanje. Krista, you have 2 minutes speech and 1 minute question. Now, let me just clarify one thing. On the question time, whenever the judge is asking a question, I'm pausing your time. And when you start speaking, the time continues. So please be mindful. Thank you. Krista.
All right, thank you so much. Good evening, everyone. Thank you for this opportunity. My name is Crystal Mansanja, a research fellow at Impact Center for Policy Research Zambia, whose unparalleled strength is dedicated to drive sustainable development through research and education for policy reforms. Did you know that over 32,000 cases of teenage pregnancies were recorded in Eastern Province alone from last year to the first quarter of 2024? Zambia has recently recorded an alarming increase in teenage pregnancies across the country, with Eastern and Southern Province being the most affected. According to the Zambian Demographic Health Survey 2018, statistics indicate that 30% of adolescent girls fall pregnant before and at the age of 18. This development indicates the low knowledge levels and utilization of family planning services across the country. Despite having contraceptive information and family planning services being offered for free in all health facilities, there are factors that hinder adolescents to access these services. For example, low supply, distance to the health facility, negative attitudes of healthcare providers to the young people, myths about family planning, risky sexual behavior, increased prices of contraceptives, and in drugstores. For example, the commonly used depot is currently being sold at 35 kwacha and 40 kwacha, making it very impossible for the poor communities to afford. The negative impact that adolescent girls are the chances of going to school are reduced, and that they cannot become productive citizens in the future. And it deters them from exploring other opportunities such as education, technical employment, and other things. Adolescent girls also risk developing mental health problems. A few years ago, I met a 15-year-old girl who came to one of the facilities just within Livingston Southern Province. And this 15-year-old girl came with a child, 4 months old. She had to drop out of school because she could not be able to afford to purchase these contraceptives. She couldn't even be able to get them from the local facility because at the time they had run out of supply. And recently we lost a young lady who attempted to abort a pregnancy. Unfortunately, she ended up losing her life because she practiced unsafe abortion at the time, and she was not able to acquire these things. Therefore, our project aims to address this dire situation the country is facing by enhancing access to contraceptive information and family planning services through maximizing efforts to raise awareness on contraceptive information and family planning services using media platforms. Thank you.
I'm sorry, I'm very strict with time. Okay, so we will now go to the questions time. We will start with Mr. Maran. We can start with Tune. Please, you can go ahead.
Okay,
Andrew.
Thank you.
Okay.
Hello. Am I audible?
Yes.
Okay. So I just wanted to, having worked in this space quite a bit, I have two questions really. One, I think there are a lot of people already working around the space of provision of family planning as a whole, as well as sensitization and a whole. So how are you going to be different from the people already doing that? Then secondly, how do you deal with the traditional hindrances vis-a-vis the use of contraception? Because in some instances, the contraception is there, but there are traditional myths and all those issues that hinder people from actually using the contraception. So how do you deal with that? So twofold. Firstly, how are you different from people already working in the space? And then secondly, how do you see yourself working around the traditional aspects that hinder contraception uptake?
Okay, thank you so much for the questions. And firstly and foremost, the first way that I would be different in actually approaching this particular problem that the country is facing is by advocating for a developed comprehensive strategy to raise awareness on contraceptive information through promoting grassroots engagement. Quite all right, there are a number of people that are already doing this right now, but still it's not like adequate. And therefore we can be able to work together by also including issues that have to do with promoting the use of family planning in local languages, because some people do not really understand what family planning is, especially for those people that are in rural areas. So some people don't necessarily know the impact, the effects of this family planning and how they can be used in order to help them avoid unwanted pregnancies. And then secondly, sorry, can you just remind me the second question? How we can merge?
Time up. Please be precise in your answering questions. Please be precise in answering your questions for the sake of the 1 minute time. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, for your presentation. And now we will head to the next presenter. But again, I'll still be guided by the judges if you still want to give us some time, like we gave the previous speaker. Can we do that? The benefit of doubt for maybe 30 seconds? Christabel, I stand to be guided.
Sorry, Andrew, I didn't quite catch that.
Okay, can we also give like 30 seconds to answer?
Yes, please. I think that's fine. That's fine.
Right, thank you. So Christabel, please be precise in answering your next question from the other judges. That's Dr. Toon and Clifton. Clifton, you have a question?
Thank you, Andrew, for an opportunity. I beg to be guided. I think I have the same concern that Christabel raised. However, I felt that the presenter really spent a lot of time on giving us the problem. So I didn't quite clearly get what are the practical solutions that are being suggested, and what police impediments that the project would want to address. Key thing being, we want to remove the barriers. If I followed her pitch well, we want to remove the barriers so that people are able to access contraceptives in that regard, particularly the rural or disadvantaged communities. But it's not clear what the project is going to do in terms of addressing those issues at police level. I would love to hear more on that.
Okay, so Christabel, take note of that question. Let me head right to Dr. Toon, answer the question, and then start counting your 30 minutes, 30 seconds.
Okay, so thank you so much, Andrew, for the opportunity. So my own question is, why do you think you can deliver that project?
Can I go ahead and answer?
Yes, your time's up now.
All right, thank you. So the policy recommendations, first of all, the first one is to develop a comprehensive strategy to raise awareness such that we will be able to go to rural areas and find people that are able to speak in their local languages and be able to interpret more about these particular contraceptives and the use of it by engaging the chiefs, the traditional leaders that in those particular villages and rural setups. Then the second one is policymakers must lobby for reduced prices on contraceptives, because currently the prices are quite high compared to these previous years. And also by engaging community grassroots to educate adolescent girls and youths among in Zambia on this particular, on sexual reproductive health and their rights pertaining to their bodies. Then finally, Doc, can you remember the last question, Andrew? Sorry for that.
So sorry, Andrew, before you come in, I think this goes to even the next people pitching. Please take note of the questions when they are asked. We can't ask the judges to repeat themselves over and over. So to the next speakers, make sure you have a paper and a pen immediately a question gets asked, take note of it because we shall not repeat ourselves. Thank you.
All right. So my question was, why do you think you can deliver the project?
Okay, so first, because being a young woman in this country, so I have been able to see the negative impact that this
I need
particular
to cut you short. Mr. Bell, I need to cut you short. I gave you 30
Okay.
30 seconds.
Yeah,
All right,
Andrew.
thank you so much. Yes, sir.
Andrew.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so sorry to this is I'm quite interested in this presentation, and this is why I think I'm raising a number of issues. My concern, I don't know, I beg to be guided by other judges, particularly those that are well vested with the Zambian situation. Contraceptives in government institutions or hospitals, I don't think it's being sold. It should be free. And why I'm saying this, I hear in the presentation that the cost is quite high for people. That's why they can't access it. I think mainly in all hospitals in Zambia and clinics, as long as they are government, that should be a free service. People can access them freely. So I just wanted to air that out. I think for me, it's an interesting aspect. Great statistics she has given, but I would really want to share those concerns that I think if looking at the government approach, these are free services. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much. I'm going to be butchered with time, but how I wish we could give you enough to see that this is a petition and we need to continue. Thank you. All right, so we have the next contestant. Are you ready? Next contestant, are you ready? Gabriel Tembo. Your time starts.
Yes, I'm ready. You guide me when to start. I'm waiting to be guided when to start if I'm audible.
You can go ahead. Thank you. Yes, you are audible. Gabriel,
all right. Hello, everyone. My name is Gabriel Charles Tembo, a research fellow under Impact Center for Policy Research. I'm a product designer of Nicety Lab. I'm passionate about empowering girls in rural Zambia to pursue their dreams in science, technology, engineering, and math, STEM. But the reality is harsh. They face huge barriers due to lack of resources. In fact, did you know that 88% of African science students lack basic resources? That's according to UNESCO. In Zambia, girls are heavily affected with only 20% pursuing their STEM careers. But what if we could change their narrative? What if we could bring immense
Gabriel,
STEM education to rural girls? Yes, sir.
Gabriel, can you hear me?
Hello? Yes, I can hear you.
Hello, Gabriel.
Yes,
okay,
I
so
can hear
I'm
you.
going to start your time. We're breaking all these times. Are you ready now? Is that okay? You're breaking.
You tell me you are a bit low, but you can tell me when to start.
Yes, you're still breaking. You may
can
want
I start?
to try and find a better. Okay, yeah, now you're okay. You can start. And your time starts immediately. You start talking.
Hello, everyone. My name is Gabriel Charles Tembo, a research fellow under Impact Center for Policy Research. I'm a product designer of Nicety Lab. I'm passionate about empowering girls in rural Zambia to pursue their dreams in science, technology, engineering, and math, STEM. But the reality is harsh. They face huge barriers due to lack of resources. In fact, did you know that 88% of African science students lack basic resources? That's according to UNESCO. In Zambia, girls are heavily affected with only 20% pursuing STEM careers. What if we could change the narrative? What if we could bring immersive STEM education to rural girls? empowering them to become leaders in their community. Introducing to you all Nicety Lab Liberty in Focus, a 5D VR lab simulator that brings immersive STEM education to rural girls. The unique value is immersive STEM education through 5D VR lab simulator, where girls get to do their labs, their practicals on their phones, laptops, or tablets as it is powered by artificial intelligence. Every girl that is going to be part of this is going to be empowered. We are going to break poverty cycles, foster innovation, and drive economic growth. By supporting Liberty in Focus, you're not only enhancing STEM education, but also amplifying girls' voices and choices, breaking down gender stereotypes and biases, unlocking liberties and independence, fostering a culture of innovation and progress. We've already made great progress with about 150 girls testing, and 420 are on the waiting list. But I need your help to reach more girls. That is why I'm asking for $5,000 grant to enhance our program and expand our reach. Your support will help us to bring immersive STEM education to more girls, empower them to become leaders in their communities, break cycles of poverty and disempowerment. Ladies and gentlemen, will you join me in unlocking the potential of girls like Nambula, who dream of becoming scientists? The policy recommendation is that we'll bring innovation and technology as an act in Parliament, and also syllabus reforms. Thank you very much.
Right on time. Thank you so much, Gabriel, for your presentation. I will now give it to our judges. We can start with Dr. Dotun. If you have your question, please, you can go ahead and ask. Thank you.
Okay, so I don't really have much question. My question is, why do you think you can deliver the project?
Why do I think I can develop the project?
Gabriel, yeah, you can take note of that question. Please write it down. We are going to the next judge. Christabel, if you have a question, you can also ask. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I think my concern is twofold. Well, firstly, I have just come from literally sort of commissioning a tower in an area that has never had a tower for the last 60 years. So how are you going to make sure you get that technology to a place like that? Because there are places still that do not have connectivity within Zambia. Secondly, I don't know if you're aware, but ZICTA is working on a project that's going to turn the entire Zambian curriculum, including the videos and the science. Are you able to get me?
The second question wasn't clear. You are breaking.
Okay, I was saying that ZICTA is actually in the process of digitizing the Zambian curriculum, including the science videos that you speak of, so that they're a lot more hands-on, they're practical. What is the difference with what you're trying to do with what is currently being done on the ground?
All right, thank you so much for your question, Mr. Bell. Clifton?
Thank you, Andrew. I'm quite heavy on policy, so I would love to hear from your research, what policy inconsistencies do you think that would, or rather hampering the digitalization of rural communities, and how will your project ensure that these hindrances are actually sorted out as you strive to or launch your project? Thank you.
All right, your time starts as you start talking. Go ahead, Gabriel. Is it only me who can't hear Gabriel?
I cannot hear him either.
So the challenge is that
I
his
can't
mic
hear
is
him
not
either.
showing.
He's not audible.
His mic is not showing. Maybe he tries to log off and log in just maybe for a minute. His mic can't show.
Okay, yeah, I noticed that. Interesting. So Gabriel, you can just try and log out and in, log in and see.
Am I audible?
Yes, very audible. So your time starts now.
All right. The first question was, why do I think I can develop this product? So I started on the grounds that I have basics and I've learned coding. So this product is already developed and we have it with those people testing. So I can develop this product because I've seen need of developing it and I have the basic skills required to develop it. The other question is, how do I intend to reach to areas without network? So the good part about this 5D VR lab simulator is that it can be used offline. So with or without network, it can be used offline through different gadgets such as cell phones or laptop. Then I hear Zika is doing almost something similar to what I'm doing. So with me, the difference is I'm going to make sure that the syllabus used in this is up to date. It has the latest technologies, and even most dangerous experiments can be done on this same act. Then the other question was on policy reforms. Which policy reforms am I standing on? I'm standing on a policy reform where I want to bring technology and innovation to be something that each and every Zambian student or girl child must be able to access.
Thank you very much, Gabriel, for your presentation, right on time. And I must now move to the next presenter. Okay, the next contestant, who is, ladies and gentlemen, allow me to call upon Crispin Capabella to give his speech. Bye. Crispin, can you hear me? Kindly confirm. All right, as we're waiting for Crispin, for those that are joining us, thank you so much for joining. We are still live on YouTube. And let me just share the link right in the chat so you can share with your network. We are very glad that you actually joined. So I just typed the link in the chat. You can share it around. While we are also waiting for Crispin, we want to say thank you to our supporters, WomenAscension, for giving us this platform to actually host our public speaking pitch competition. Thank you. Crispin, confirm now that you're here. Okay, I can't see Crispin here.
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So your time starts immediately when you start your pitch. Crispin, we can't hear you.
Hello, am I audible enough? Hello, am I audible enough?
Try again. Okay, you are muted. Okay, you are muted. Would you?
Okay, am I audible enough now?
Very audible, thank you. Okay, so I'm starting your time. You are speaking, but we can't hear your voice. I see your mic is moving. Confirm you are able to speak. Okay. Okay, just try to fix your network.
we head right to the next presenter. Okay. Chilelego Habugali, if you are able to hear me, your time will start immediately when you start your pitch. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. Am I audible enough?
Yes, you are. Thank you.
Yes, you are. All right. Good evening, everyone, once more. My name is Chilelego Habugali, and I'm your last contestant. My project is about strengthening menstrual hygiene management in Zambia. Imagine living in a world where menstrual hygiene is taken seriously, just like the way we take food and water seriously. Imagine having sanitary towels being able to be accessible easily, just the way we access food and water. Menstrual hygiene management is a critical aspect of girls' and women's healthy dignity and empowerment. However, in Zambia, many schools face challenges in accessing sanitary towels. It's almost every girl in Zambia who's having challenges in accessing sanitary towels. This is because living standards of Zambia have gone high. Hence, girls are unable to access sanitary towels. Hence, this project came in accordance with the 2019 policy that the government brought in. This is the 2019 policy on free sanitary towels for schoolgirls. It was implemented, but then even up to date, we say that this policy has not been successful because it faced a lot of challenges at implementation. This project is going to enhance this policy by one, having effective partnership with sanitary towels manufacturing. This is industries. This is by removing all taxes that industries are paying and making sure that there are no import duties that these sanitary towels manufacturing industries are paying. Secondly, we're going to promote reusable sanitary towels. This can be done by having the government empowering companies producing reusable sanitary towels. Thirdly, we are going to have an effective monitoring and evaluation system that is going to help us track the progress and effectiveness of this policy. Fourthly, we are going to have community engagement. This is by making sure that all public institutions, all public facilities have free sanitary towels, just like the way condoms are distributed in hospitals, and the way we can find tissues in the toilets. This is the way we want these sanitary towels to be accessible. Hence, this project wants to enhance the 2019 free sanitary towels distribution. Thank you.
Thank you so much for your time and your presentation, Chilelego. Okay, so I will now give the time to our judges to ask their questions. So we can start with Christabel. Over to you.
I'm so sorry, I did not unmute. I was saying okay. I'm very much interested and almost biased towards this project, firstly because I'm a woman, and secondly because to a greater extent, I understand period poverty. My only question is, how are you going to ensure that the taxes are removed? Because I think this is something that's been ongoing, a conversation that's been ongoing for some time now. So how are you actually going to make sure that the taxes are removed? I think that's my greatest concern, but otherwise, this project is a go for me.
Okay, thank you so much. Please take note of that question, Chilelego. All right, so Clifton, you can ask your question. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Andrew. Once again, Chilelego, I want to like Christabel, say that I also have a bias towards menstrual hygiene. I'm a very strong advocate for that. I want to hear what steps have you taken to collaborate with organizations that are actually producers of sanitary pads. You've talked about reusable sanitary pads. Have you already identified organizations that are able to manufacture those ones? I'm also interested, like Christabel, what practical steps are you going to take to ensure that there is some kind of waiver, tax waiver from the government? I think I want to hear more on that. Yeah, so thank you very much for your presentation.
All right, thank you so much, Cliff, for that question. Dr. Dutun?
I don't have any question for now.
All right, thank you. So, Chilelego, you have 1 minute to answer all these questions. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much for the questions. Actually, the questions are very much practical. So first, starting with the first question, how am I going to make sure that the taxes are removed? I thank Andrew for this opportunity, because this is one of the channels that is going to help me lobby and petition for the taxes to be removed. This is by having this project presented to the government officials, asking them to remove all tax duties, because I believe when the taxes are removed, these manufacturing industries are going to lessen the prices that they're selling these sanitary towels, meaning every patient will be able to access them. So they'll be subsidized in some way, of which every patient is going to be able to access them. Then the other judge asked about if I've gotten in touch with any institutions or companies that are doing this. Well, there's a lady that I know who's producing reusable sanitary towels, and she told me she just needs some empowerment, of which she can be able to produce a number of these reusable sanitary towels. So most of it is going to be about petitioning for this project, for this policy to be enhanced. I'm a lady, and you find that a lot of people have challenges in accessing sanitary towels, hence this project.
All right, thank you. You remained with like 5 seconds. Okay, thank you so much, Chilelego, for your presentation or your pitch. And now we'll get back to the 3 contestants who had network problems. And I've gotten in touch with Lawrence. He says he's good to go now. So Lawrence, you have 2 minutes for your pitch and 1 minute for the question and answer time. Lawrence, over to you.
Hello, am I audible now?
Yes, better.
Okay, thank you. So my name is Lawrence Nachidze, and I'm a research fellow at Impact Center. And I'm here to present a project called the Free Path Initiative. So imagine a Zambia where young people can start businesses from without facing endless paperwork or high fees, even maybe waiting for months of approval. Now, here with us, 35% of our population is under 35 years old, with a youth unemployment of 17%, which is actually higher than the national average of 12%. Now, many young Zambians have great business ideas that could create jobs and grow the economy, but they get stuck dealing with excessive regulations, fees, unnecessary delays. Now, a study was done that shows that over 60% of SMEs say that navigating through regulations is one of their biggest challenges to growing their businesses. Now, this Free Path initiative is about making things easier. It's only by simplifying rules, reducing fees, cutting down on payments, and speeding up on approvals. Now, we can help youth-led businesses to grow, to thrive, but this can only be done through if we can have collaborations between already young established entrepreneurs, policymakers, or even other stakeholders. Now, together, we can break down these barriers, but not only about the policy, but this also project talks about reaching out to businesses that are deep inside already doing by offering mentorship programs, trainings that are so that they can keep their business continue thriving. Thank you.
You still have to beat some seconds, just winding up.
Okay, so this project is just looking to push Zambia to be a competitive place in Africa.
Okay.
And this will actually support Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. So I was just letting you know that you are to wind up. So when you hear my voice for the first time, just know that you are to wind up. Otherwise, thank you for your pitch right on time. Okay, so we're getting to the judges now. We can start with Dr. Dotun. You can start your question, and then we will go to the other judges. Please, Lawrence, take note of the questions because you answer them in 1 minute. Thank you. Doc.
All right, thanks so much, Andrew. So, my question basically is that, so at the end of this project, what is your champion moment? If you don't understand what I mean, I can explain.
I don't understand.
Okay, so I mean, like, what's your champion pop moment? And like at the end of the project, what will be your joy seeing, like after completing the project, what will be your joy? Like the outcome, impact.
All right, thank you so much for that question. Okay, so Christabel, your question, thank you.
I'm interested when you talk about policy. You know, right now, I think PACRA has shortened the process of even opening a company. You can do it online. You're not going to any offices. So what are the specific things you want to see change around policy? Thank you.
Thank you. That's a good, an important question. Okay, Clifton, your question. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Andrew. Thank you, Lawrence, for that interesting pitch that you've given us. Like Christabel, I just want to know what specific steps are you taking to try and address. I think some of the things I hear you talk about are issues to do with length processes of registration, fees that are quite high for some to manage. So what practical steps are you taking in terms, have you already started or you are yet to start engaging policymakers to try and ensure that fees are lowered? I am very interested because your project is a good launch pad for developing Zambia and sustain the economy, because young people, once they have access to easier or friendly or user-friendly steps to register organizations, it becomes easier for them to engage into those ventures. So I really want to hear what are the, and will your organization provide some kind of liquid cash for them to venture? Because some of them, they may have ideas, but they don't have access to resources. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. For the first question, what will be my impact? My impact is to see a lot of businesses or great ideas being developed and business starting up and being able to sustain. And make sure of that, we'll be conducting different surveys and also offering mentorship and training programs, not only on how to actually grow a business, but actually how to sustain it. Because many people don't know how to actually lobby for finance, don't know how to actually propose or write business proposals. And on the specific policies, I went through the 2021 SME policy, and I just realized that there are some loopholes that don't actually speak directly to the youth, because the youth are not actually aware that there's such a policy. There are policies that actually talk to them, but they're not actually aware. Even with this initiative, it also helped to spread that information. And when we're actually talking about how
All right, thank you so much, Lawrence. I think your time for the questions is done. I hope I'm audible. Anyone just confirm if I'm audible? Okay.
Yes, we can hear you.
All right, thank you. Okay, so Lawrence, thank you so much for your time and your pitch. And now we go back to Wright. Wright, if you are here, I didn't see your confirmation on WhatsApp. I asked if you're ready, but I see you are here. If your network is okay, you can unmute your mic and then we'll give you your timing. Right? Can you hear me?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay. Thank you. You can go ahead.
All right, good evening, everybody. This is Rice Taluki, a research fellow from Impact Center, Zambia. So my topic is on revision of Zambia's education system, which is key to economic growth of this nation. So over the years, Zambia's education system has focused mostly on the theoretical side more than the practical side. And then when we look at the economic growth of the nation, it is dependent on the practical side rather than the theoretical side. So the outdated curriculum that we are currently using as a nation does not favor Zambia as a nation. So the economic growth of this nation largely depends on agriculture and mining. So if we were to include agriculture in our syllabus, agriculture is this nation. It's with drought as well as food shortages in the nation. Yet we've got 42 million of arable land. So we've got 42 million hectares of arable land, yet our nation is busy struggling with food shortages. So the revision must bring on board agriculture and entrepreneurship practices so that students have knowledge about the economy. So this will increase in the agriculture sector as well as other fields, hence boosting the GDP and reducing unemployment. We will see agriculture not only as a way of bringing food on the table, but also as a way of creating employment, as well as boosting the nation's productivity. Then let's join forces in making Zambia's education system as favorable as possible for unlocking the brighter future of Zambia's youth. Thank you.
Thank you so much for being right on. Okay, you can mute your mic. Sorry.
You can mute your mic.
Yeah, thank you. So we'll get to the questions time now, and we'll start with Clifton. You can ask your question, and then we'll go to the other judges. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Andrew. Right, thank you so much for the presentation. It's certainly very exciting. I am very passionate about agriculture and how that can be channeled or used to stabilize the economy of the country. What policy gaps have you identified that you want to advocate in order to make your solution or your project more viable than others that have actually attempted to do such things but failed? Thank you.
Thank you so much. Dr. Datun, your question, then we go to Christabel. Thank you.
Yeah, so my question is, why do you think you can deliver the project? And please, when I ask that, why do you think you can deliver the project? I want you to probably like in 30 seconds, just tell me your experience and why you are capable to host the project. Thank you.
Thank you for your question. Christabel?
I think I had a similar question from the previous judge. How do you see it happening practically? The idea is there, but how do you make it happen? Thank you.
Right, thank you for your questions. So, right, you have 1 question, 1 minute to answer the 2 questions. Thank you.
Okay, so the first question is on policy gaps. So when we look at all the 3 educational policies since independence, all of them only advocate for having education as a whole. But then what is the content of that education? So like the educational reform of 1970 that focuses on having quality education, yet we don't have quality education in this nation. So that's one of the policy reforms in this nation. Then the second one is how this is coming to light. So we've got farmers dotted all around our nation, and then we've got young people that are not educated about agriculture. So hence they are not able to venture into agriculture. Yet we've got land, but they are not able to venture into agriculture because they don't have the knowledge about it. So if they have the knowledge about it, then definitely we are going to have agriculture to drive the economy.
All right, thank you so much, Rice, for being right on time and for your pitch. You can mute your mic. Sorry. Okay. All right. So apparently, Crispin is having a network challenge. I see he still has some network challenge and trying to connect, which is, I don't know. All right. So while Crispin is still trying to connect, we want to thank our special judges for honoring your time. You are very busy people. You are very busy people, but you honored our invitations to be judges for our first ever public policy pitch competition. And we would really want to say thank you also to WomenAscension for the support and giving us this honorable platform to have or host our public policy pitch competition. Thank you, Mahin and the team. You're always so supportive. Okay. Let me just have maybe questions from, or I want to give the audience. If you want to say something, we'll give you 1 minute. Let's have 3 to say something, as we will be giving the judges time to actually discuss in the group and also come back with some great news. I know we will have Dr. Mahin Amjad, who is going to present the top 3 winners for this particular pitch competition. But in the meantime, we can have 3 people that would want to say something. Please raise your hand and then we'll give you the chance to do so. Right, I see we have Novius Musungwa, who is also a research fellow and senior coordinator at Students for Liberty. Please, you can unmute your mic and contribute. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Andrew. Am I audible enough?
Yes, you are.
Okay, I would like to congratulate all the presenters for today for having this opportunity to pitch their projects, and all the best to all of them. My own word of encouragement is because it's a policy research, most of our presenters didn't anchor their project most on policy researches, but concentrated much on the project itself, like the other thing, not like policy recommendations. So I would like to engage those even top 2 to top 3 that will go through so that they can define their project, so that they can focus more on policy recommendation. Like what are, maybe they can mention like how many policy that they think that they can recommend to the government so that they can have those the recommendation policies go through and see those policies being vetted or being implemented. So that is my contribution that I would like to mention. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you for your contribution, Novius. Lexina, your hand is raised. You can go ahead and speak. Thank you.
All right. As a spectator, this is the first time I am attending anything related to your institution, and having a good number of years working with young people, about 14 years, I'm still counting. It's quite inspiring to and encouraging to see young people come up with so many brilliant ideas. However, I would like to agree with my previous speaker to say when we are discussing policy reform, we also need to be aware of the fact that policies are issues that do not happen like instant coffee. They take a bit of time for them to come to fruition. And so even in our design of our initiatives, that's something that we need to strongly take into consideration. I say so because look at us and how long it has taken for us to look at the youth policy, for example, the gender policy, for instance. There's so many policies around that have been there, but are not being operationalized because of one reason or another. So in our work and to the people that are going to be chosen as winners by the judges, my strong recommendation is to really engage in effective policy strategies and dialogue initiatives that are actually going to see those policies operationalized. Thank you.
Right, thank you so much for your contribution, and that really has been taken into consideration. So as we're waiting for the judges to just consolidate the results, I would love to call upon Felix as well, whose hand is raised, to give a remark or contribution. Thank you. A contribution.
All right. Thank you so much. I think it was interesting to listen to all the presenters present and speak to what they had to speak about. And one thing, of course, which stands out is that it's very definite. We all know to say we are going through problems as a country, but the exciting part of this whole part is that we've got young people who are very energetic and eager to solve problems to do with the business landscape, to do with the education sector, to deal with everything all around, which simply means to say we are headed for a holistic approach. And I definitely know to say probably the things we might be talking of solving might not benefit us directly, but the generation which comes after us would definitely be proud of us. I think congratulations to everyone, and yeah, I'm very impressed. Sure.
All right, thank you so much for your contribution. Okay, I see the judges have started giving us some good news. Very soon, I'll call upon the chief judge to definitely
Andrew.
Oh. Chango, are you calling my name?
Oh, yes, I was. Am I allowed to say something also?
Yes, please.
Or I can say it in the last minutes.
No, we'll have Dr. Mahin to close, so you can go ahead.
Oh, okay. So what I just wanted to say is I think we should do more of this. So for me personally, in as much as we've done something good, but I was like more expectant. So I don't know if it's because of our network issues and load shedding. So I think I look forward to having more strategies and having recommendations, especially from the judges, on how best we could just have impact using the pitching. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much. We're waiting for the other judges just to conclude with the results. But if anyone else wants to say something from the Women Ascension team, from Impact Center team, or from the audience, please feel free to raise your hand, and then we'll be very excited to actually have listen to you. Let me check. Anyone else that has raised their hand? Please feel free to raise your hand and then you'll be given the chance to speak. Otherwise, this really has been a great session and something to really learn from. Novius, thank you.
I'm sorry to come back, but I think I just left one thing that is more interesting that you should consider as the presenters, not even the presenters only, but maybe even us, the spectators, on the next phase that you will be encountered in. We look up to the thing that we should, English says, do not bite what you cannot chew. So if you think like your project you cannot manage to do it effectively, better you settle for a little thing that you do and benefit the citizen or the community at large. Thank you so much.
Andrew, can I chip in?
Yes, so we were calling you to actually give your recommendations and maybe also your remarks on behalf of the judges. So if you are ready, then you can come in. Thank you.
Okay, I just wanted to share one or two things with the participants as well as those sitting in tonight, because I know that you could be sitting in today, but you would want to also pitch in the next round. I know this is not the first nor the last such event that's going to take place. And I think for starters, I would like to offer myself to be of help to any of the participants who would want to panel beat their projects even going forward. I might not be an expert in your particular field, but I think I've seen enough and we can always direct you to the people who know better to help you, make sure that you have the correct impact that you wish to achieve. But other than that, what is also important to understand is that it's very critical to just simply start somewhere. I've heard a lot of us talk about, I want to speak to the chiefs, I want to go to all the schools. Sometimes impact looks like 2 schools. Sometimes impact looks like 5 girls. Sometimes impact looks like 10 boys. Start somewhere, get the results you need, then grow from there. Because you know what works, you know what doesn't work, you will be able to panel beat your entire idea. There's a question that one of the key judges kept on asking throughout the presentation, and he was very consistent with it. How are you going to make this happen? It sounds like a very basic question. But remember, literally there's no new idea under the sun. So there are people already working in the spaces that you want to work in. One of the previous speakers did talk about policy. Policy gaps may exist, but changing them does take time, if we're being honest. But this doesn't mean we can't start somewhere. It could look like you buying pads on a termly basis for 5 girls at your former school. That is still impact. And once somebody takes notice of your efforts, you would be surprised how many donors you're going to attract, how many other people would be interested to work with you. So look at that in a holistic sense, even from a very small scale, and then see how you grow from there. Do a lot of research on which other people are working in the space that you want to venture in, because sometimes I think it's easy to say there's nobody doing this, but you could be surprised how many people are already working on the particular thing. I think a good example is when we talk about contraception, there's a lot of donor people working in that space, a lot of free contraception being given out in schools and beyond, in the communities. So where is your niche? How do you find those people who you need to target and you are able to help effectively? So that becomes very critical. So yeah, I just wanted to make that generic contribution for all the people in the pitch and even those who are now looking at starting their projects, to say, look at that holistically so that even as you step in, you are better able to assist your project to have better impact and starting small and growing from there. Zambia is vast. So when you say, I want to go to all the schools, and then I tell you to go to Matondo community in Zambezi West, and it takes you 12 hours to get there. So let's make it as practical as we can, starting from where we are. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. So as we're waiting for the last judge to give us the results, I would call upon Clifton Chifuwe to give his remark as well. Thank you, Christabel, for offering yourself to mentor our research fellows over their project. And I know we're going to have the top 3 who will be contesting for the finals in November. So thank you for opening up. Right, so Clifton, if you have some remarks, please, you can go ahead. I know you have.
Thank you so much, Andrew. I want to first of all warmly congratulate for all the people that have actually pitched today. Having participated in so many different pitches, I know it's not easy, especially when you're doing it online. It takes courage. I just want to really commend your courage, and I've liked your ideas, all of you. My word of encouragement is that while this has been called a competition, a presentation, they are ultimate winners. You are actually all winners because you have taken a step. That's what leaders do. That's what innovators do. They actually take a step. The only thing I want to encourage all of you is that, as you might have heard from people from the audience, is that since this is policy, innovate your projects to be more strong on policy advocacy, and ensure that when you are pitching, you actually outline what are those policies that seem to be biased or hindering people to actually access a particular service you want to provide. And once you hit it there, it becomes easier for your project to actually run advocacy and ensure that those things happen. I'm so grateful that I was able to listen and be part of esteemed judges. I'm really so appreciative of this kind of collaboration with Impact Center. I want to wish you all the best, whether you are going to be a winner today or not. Trust me, you hold a very special place in my heart for taking a bold step to actually pitch. We need young people who are vibrant and who can take the bull by its horn and ensuring that they are trying to bring practical solutions to the country. This is very encouraging. And to the rest of the judges, thank you so much. You've been wonderful people. And I hope that we can continue collaborating. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for your remarks. Much appreciation. Dr. Dotun, do you want to give your remarks as well before we head right to the results?
Yes, please.
Okay.
So I want to say well done to all the participants and kudos to the judges as well, and well done to the team, the Impact team, for putting this up. It's not easy, I must say. So I just want to chip in a few things for all participants, please, for the sake of next competition or for the sake of next time. While you are pitching, make sure that since it's very it's based on public policy, know the steps that the actual steps in solving a policy issue. And that was why I asked that question in, I think, the fourth participants. Just make sure that you know the right steps. And also for any pitch competition, the major thing that the judges are actually looking at is for your outcome, your output, and your outcome, and your capability. And that's why if you notice that I keep on asking that, why do you think you can deliver this project? So always make sure that you have a very good output, outcome, and you know that, okay, and you can actually convince the judge or convince any other people that, okay, like you can actually deliver this project. Because what you're trying to solve, some other people are also in that field. But you should be able to do what's convinced and like let us know that you have the whole skills and you have the whole experience to be able to deliver the project. Please don't forget, output, outcome, and your capability is the major thing. The judges might not even look at maybe your summary, okay, like these are people on your team, but your output, outcome, and your capability is very, very important. And I wish you all the very, very best. Thank you for having me.
Okay, so in minutes, the results will be ready. And so thank you to everyone that has commented. Your contribution has really been awesome this evening. Unless if there are any contribution, comments from anyone, we would really want to hear from you. Okay, so there is a hand lifted. You can please go ahead.
All right. Thank you. That was George. My colleague just wanted to pick it up. All right. So I know everyone right now is very expectant, and we're just totaling up the results so that we get to announce them. Okay. There's a hand okay, that was Dr. Dutton, all right. Okay, so Changu, if you are there, I will hand it over to you. Let me just conclude with the results. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Andrew. As we wait for the judges, I know our hearts are telling, but like everyone has said, we've done a great job. Everyone has done a great job. So maybe Chileleko, any positive words for us as we wait for the judges? Chileleko, are you on the call?
Yes, I am.
Yes, please, girl. any positive words for us today?
Okay, so the positive words I would give in is I'm really grateful to Impact Center for this platform. Trust me, in as much as others are not going to make it, but at least we've showed what we want. And there are lots of people here. We can find other people who will help us implement or take our projects further. This is a very great platform for things to get to a different level. So Impact Center, you're doing great. Please keep up with the same spirit, with a great job. May this really go far. It is going to go far. May the Almighty bless you guys.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Without you, we wouldn't have been. So I guess we are winning together. We are winning together. Krista, any positive words for us tonight?
Yes, thank you so much once again, Changu. Well, I would really just like to appreciate the judges, WomenAscension, as well as everyone, the participants and the team, the other people that came through to join and support us during this wonderful event. And it's really been a wonderful learning experience. As we have heard, some of the recommendations from the judges are very vital and critical for the future plans for us to be hosting such events. And we are going to take in interest to learn more about pitching and researching on public policy. Otherwise, thank you so much once again. And I wish each and every one of us all the best in our endeavors. Thank you.
Thank you, Krista. Lawrence, I'm sure your heart was doing toot after the network did what it did. But anyway, that aside, that happens. I'm sure you've heard what the other judges have said. It's not easy. We face a lot of challenges, but people getting back to come and still do the pitching in as much as the challenges that we had, I think that's a lot of boldness. I think I'll call it a skill because some of us would even just like be drained. So Lawrence, do you have positive words for us, smart guy?
All right. I want to say this has been actually a great experience, especially in our step towards public policy and policy reforms. We shouldn't just look at it. We're not just going to look at it that we have ended here, but rather we're going to look forward and push. But I've seen this more of a better preparation, and Impact Center has been great on this for the trainings and everything. And I've heard all the recommendations, the positive words, and the negatives. We won't take the negatives that will just bring us down, but rather we'll take them where we can now build on and actually improve. So yeah, it has been great, and I wish all the best to all of us. Thank you.
Wow, thank you. I think my take home there is utilizing you said the negative, right? Yeah, utilizing it to be a stepping stone to build on. I think that's a good positive word for the day or for the night. Honestly.
Yeah, thank you very much. Also to be part of Impact Center for Research, again, to learn public speaking. Mine is mostly public speaking. Yeah, I heard also the recommendation on the police part. But on the other side as well, because it is just a limited time, we couldn't maybe much tell more details of the policies because of the time. My take is that we need much to learn much about public speaking, how to put the policies up across or what we have already just in a short time that it should be understood to everyone who is listening. I think this is just one part which we need at least to make sure that at least maybe we change or I change. That's what I understood on my part, because there are some other things but putting them across on the short time, on the limited time, sometimes is very crucial, doing that we are still learning about the public speaking. So thank you very much for the positive and also the advice which we have been given. Also, we'll do it better. It is not the end of everything. I'm very sure that these things will be successful as we try to refine the things which we have been advised. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, honestly. Crispin, Andrew.
All right,
All
thank
the
you,
judges are ready.
Tango. Yes, thank you so much for the moderation and everyone that has contributed to tonight's public policy pitch competition. I have with me we have with us the results, but at this point in time, I would love to welcome Dr. Mahin Amjad, who is going to give us the last remarks. She's going to mention to us what the top 3 contestants are going to have, and the finals, the amount to be given to the one who's going to win in November. So it means I will not say much. She's actually going to give us all the remarks. Dr. Mahin Amjad, you can come in. Thank you.
Thank you, Andrew. Thank you for your kind invitation and such a nice welcome on board. Thank you, everyone, and especially the individuals who pitch in different areas for public policies. I really hope the ideas that you are trying to implement, either if you're winning or not on this ground, you are going to make it happen, because idea is just one step, and the will to make yourself better with time and make your vision happen takes courage and a lot of patience. And Andrew, I'm sure with your mentorship and with your team, these individuals will foster with time with you all. I really hope individuals, especially the judges, who are supporting these ideas, would encourage them with their mentorship sessions as well. And Andrew, the ideas that has been discussed all are valid on the on-ground level. They just need a little bit polishing, and trust me, with time, if you can see in 3 years they're running these projects, we are going to see a drastic change with the gap which is discussed in the community with ideas being discussed. So I'm just waiting for the results, Andrew. Would we like to add on with that right now?
Come again?
When we are going to announce the results, are we going to do it right now?
Yes, so they have been sent to you. You can just check them through. Thank you.
It's on WhatsApp?
Yes.
All right. There we go. Okay. So before announcing the names, please know that every idea was noble. Okay, so there is room for improvement and everybody can improve with time. And all of you, you're winning or not, you have our support. So I'm going to start with number 3. So on number 3rd position, we have with 140 points, Mr. Lawrence. Congratulations, Mr. Lawrence. You have attained 3rd position. I think if you can see virtual claps, that would be great. Okay. On number 2, with 150 points, we have Chileleko. I hope I am pronouncing it right. Congratulations, Chileleko, on attaining 2nd position. Okay, any guesses for number 1 position? Anyone? Nice. Okay. All right. Okay, so with 170 points, we have Kristar winning and attaining the first position in this pitch competition. Congratulations, each and every one of you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Mahin, for your remarks. And I'm going to call you back again just to announce the way forward and what it means for the top three, what is there for them, and what are they actually going to compete for at the finals. Thank you.
For sure, Andrew.
Yeah, as we're still waiting for Doctor, allow me to congratulate you guys for the top three and everyone that has made it to this competition. It's not easy, but you made it, so thank you.
All right, Andrew, I would like to add a few points that the winners, Kristar, Chililiko, and Lawrence, these are the top three winners, and they will be automatically have their projects implemented with the help of Impact Center for Policy Research. The winner of the final competition will win K2000 to help them in project implementation. So these are the 2 points that was left behind to measure. So thank you so much. We really wish you all the best. We all are here to support you, and you have a very good team to guide you and support you to your final round. All the best.
Thank you. Let's get to the chat, ladies and gentlemen, by just congratulating the top three and also just congratulating everyone that has made it. It's not easy, pitching in front of everyone. So congratulations. So we will now meet in the finals in November, and the month of October is going to give you, the top three, enough time to polish on your projects, because you are going, this time around, you're competing for money and also ensuring that your project is implemented fully by Impact Center for Policy Research. So please feel free to just share your LinkedIn profile or link in the chat. Let's connect one another. Let's keep connecting. It's very important. I see Doc has shared profile link. I see Teresa Mbewe has done the same. Please feel free to just do so. We have 5 minutes before we go. And on top of the hour, just want to say thank you to our judges. You've done an amazing job. And as at Impact Center, we were very particular in who is going to be our judge. And, we did a very good research and didn't go very far in selecting or deciding who are going to be our judges for this competition. So thank you very much. Are we sharing our LinkedIn profiles in the chat? If we're not, then let's connect on LinkedIn and see you in future in November. And to our mentors who are here, you've done an incredible job by ensuring that our fellows are mentored and that they are able to pitch their projects right on this time. So Changu, we have like 4 minutes before we close the session, but I will then hand it over to you. Thank you.
Thank you, Andrew. Congratulations to everybody that has won. Never despise the humble beginnings. We can still do better. I believe in everyone. Thank you to the judges. Thank you to our sponsors. Thank you so much for always responding and guiding, and looking forward to more guidance in helping us get somewhere better and better every day. Yeah, I think that's it for me, Andrew. If there's nothing else, I think we can call it a night.
Thank you, everyone. Sorry, we are not shaded. That's why we can't switch on our cameras. Bye, and enjoy the evening. Thank you, Dr. Mahin and the team at WomenAscension. Bye.